Hello, and welcome back to yet another episode of Syracuse Unpeeled. I'm Meagan Reynolds.
And I'm Onwualu, and tonight we'll be breaking down Saturday's crazy episode of SNL.
And The Walking Dead's biggest death to date.
And then campus events reporter Justin Paura will be sitting down with Hillary Lax from Active Minds to continue their discussion on mental health.
And finally, we'll be playing a game of Word Sneak.
And after just 3 months of rehab, Demi Lovato is reportedly out of there following an apparent drug overdose back in July. She was spotted in LA dining with designer Henry Alex Levy and even attended a Halloween Horror Night at Universal Studios.
Prior to her release, her friends and family stayed by her side. Her mother recently reported that she is 90 days sober, and they are all very proud of Lovato for being so committed to her recovery. Sources say that her introduction back into public life is a very good sign.
So, is she continuing treatment out of rehab?
I mean, I think she is. I'm pretty sure that's what reports have said. And they have also said that she wants to, quote, take it easy and not expose herself to risky situations, and wants to relax and do everything she can to stay healthy, which is really a good mindset. I think it shows a lot of change in her demeanor. The fact that she is recognizing that there are certain situations she should not be putting herself in definitely
and that's like
a
big step in, progress and becoming yourself. And I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but she really broke her silence yesterday. She posted a selfie of her voting, and I'm glad that she's being very, American and progressive and all these things.
Using her opportunity to express her opinions, and she definitely encouraged also her fans to vote as well. And she just talked about how positive she's looking, and saying how excited she is for this. She feels like it's a fresh start. I think she said.
It's nice to see her, slowly going back into society, just like nothing ever happened.
But of course, also there's already the rumors. No celebrities have their piece. There's rumors that she's dating fashion designer Henry Levy, but they're just rumors. Like, they're really good friends, and he was apparently there for her during her recovery. So,
of course.
Honestly, let's just move on at this point. But Netflix could be facing a legal battle from the Satanic Temple, who claims, quote, their copyright design of the deity Baphomet was used without their permission in the chilling adventures of Sabrina. The new rendition of the Archie comic includes a large goat-headed figure appearing as Satan in several of the episodes.
Yeah, co-founder and spokesperson of the Satanic Temple, Lucien Greaves, tweeted a side-by-side comparison of the Satanic Temple statue to the Netflix show's version, claiming that they will be taking legal action on Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know we took weird news this early in the day.
I mean, I've already watched the whole season of the show, and it's actually really good. Definitely recommend it. But, so yeah, Lucien Greaves says that the statue is, quote, appropriating the religion's copyrighted monument. First off, I didn't even know you could have a monument copyrighted.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. So if it is, I guess they do have an actual legal claim.
Because you've watched the show.
I've watched the show. Legit? Oh, it actually looks like they just the same
copy and
statue. Yeah, I don't know if Netflix's legal team even looked into it.
Yeah.
But if they didn't, that might be.
It's such like a weird
I know,
thing
but
to
they
come
have a
about,
history of suing people for religious discrimination and promoting stereotypes and all this stuff. And they're also saying that they're using the statues promoting false stereotypes. And I don't know if they just want attention or if these are.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
It's always so hard to tell when like small time groups or orgs. Yeah, small orgs like that go against Netflix and big things. But I mean, it's nice to know that no official lawsuit has been filed yet. So
we'll be seeing if
we'll
comes of this.
Keep track of this. But on to other things. It was another wild weekend for Saturday Night Live, the sketch comedy show, went after a number of controversial figures, including the recently fired NBC host Meagan and frequent SNL contributor Alec Baldwin.
The drama continued during the Weekend Update, where Pete Davidson took a shot at congressional candidate Dan Crenshaw over his looks.
All right, so let's unpack this
let's go one
step
at a time.
Meagan Kelly, as you may know, removed from the Today Show after she was removed from the show after a few days, questioning why blackface was racist.
Yeah, that's not a good one. I mean,
No.
you know, I just don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable, but, you know, SNL made the joke that she was recovering at a spa and recovering from all the stress, but then they showed a picture of her in her spa gear, which was like some kind of mud mask that resembled blackface.
Kind of poking fun at her whole shtick of the wild things she says. And I think SNL always does a great job of, like, political commentary and things like that.
I mean, and there's a lot of rumors about what her future is, even if there is one at the network, because they haven't really commented on it. I know that she's no longer on the Today Show, but it still isn't clear whether or not she's been officially fired from NBC, which I think is very interesting. But continuing on, Alec Baldwin got arrested in New York for assaulting a man over a parking spot. And as a New Yorker, I gotta say, we are aggressive drivers, but I didn't think we were that aggressive. The man he hit was taken to the hospital with jaw pain and redness in his neck. It was also said that the man couldn't tell if he was hit or like just slapped or punched, which I thought was very interesting. I know.
But and also, Alec Baldwin was on a ABC. His show was bumped, and you know, Alec Baldwin has actually gone out and denied these claims, saying that he didn't do such things. So I guess another thing that we have to keep a pin on. And moving on to Pete Davidson, he made fun of Dan Crenshaw, excuse me, on a congressional candidate on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I know Crenshaw did end up winning his race, so congratulations to him, but Pete Davidson said, quote, "You may be surprised to hear he's a congressional candidate for Texas and not a hitman in a porno movie. I'm sorry, I know he lost his eye in war or whatever."
And that's another continuation of Pete Davidson just being kind of weird and pushing it too far on air.
I mean, as a daughter of a veteran, it just took it too far. It really did.
Yeah, SNL needs to, you know, tell Pete Davidson to rein it in sometimes. But after the break, we'll be continuing our discussion of last week's crazy SNL with music reporter Tony Bianco.
Don't go anywhere.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Welcome back. Well, the Saturday Night Live drama wasn't just on air. Just 30 minutes before Pete Davidson hit the SNL stage, his ex-girlfriend, Ariana Grande, released the song Thank You Next. Unsurprisingly, the song addresses Grande and Davidson's failed relationship. Here to tell us more about Grande's latest hit and Davidson's response is music reporter Tony Bianco. Tony, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This is an exciting topic to talk about. It's a little bit crazy, but I have all the details for you. So
awesome. Yeah, so tell me, what exactly is Grande's song about?
So her song is actually not just about Pete Davidson. It's in reference to all of her, or some of her ex-boyfriends, 4 specifically being Big Sean, Ricky Alvarez, Mac Miller, and Pete Davidson. And she references all of them in the song and her relationships with each of them. But really the song is about like her and like finding herself and being comfortable with herself. It's not necessarily a song that's digging any of those ex-boyfriends, but it's more like I found a new person to talk to, and that's like myself, basically.
Yeah, like a self-empowerment
Yeah,
song.
and that's always a good message to have. And I actually saw that tweet that was like Ariana Grande's moments away from making girls never talk to boys again or something.
Pretty much.
But what was Pete Davidson's response to this? That's what I'm most curious about.
I think they both knew about each other's big reveals here because they happened almost simultaneously, one after the other. And basically, Pete Davidson went on SNL and did a little skit where he kind of poked fun at himself for proposing so fast, saying that he had to move back in with his mom, and he did this whole skit where he like proposed to somebody. But he also, on a more serious note, said that basically he addressed it saying that it's their business and like
I mean, that's always
people aren't supposed to know about
exactly.
it.
That's a good thing for him to be saying. At least he didn't take the time to like actually trash her, and she didn't trash him either. In her song, we've all heard
they both wish the best for each other.
Yeah.
I think they really do both wish the best for each other.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, is their relationship over? Are they still together? What does this mean for their relationship?
I think Ariana's still struggling with the death of Mac Miller and with finding herself and becoming comfortable with losing somebody that was such a part of her life. So I think for right now, I think they're pretty over, but they do wish each other the best, which is always nice for exes. Exactly.
At the end of the day, you just gotta wish the best for both of them. Yeah. So moving on, Kim Kardashian West is putting a twist on the latest KKW perfume collection. The new fragrances, Body 2 and Body 3, were promoted with photos of naked women of all different sizes on Instagram. This is in contrast to the controversial campaign for Body 1, which featured photos of only herself. She hopes the latest campaign will promote body positivity in women everywhere. And here to break down this campaign is beauty reporter Olivia Tamino.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
So this is kind of a crazy thing, especially for Kim Kardashian, coming off of her last campaign.
Good. So what does this new campaign entail?
So this is for Body 2 and Body 3. So similarly to Body 1, it's of naked woman, but it's actually of people other than herself. Because for one, she says it shouldn't just be about her body. That's a quote. So she shared 16 photos of other women, all different shapes and sizes, all leading up to the release last Friday.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So this is a pretty significant move for Kim K. Where did this idea or change of direction for a campaign come from?
So after the last release of the campaign, a lot of women took to Instagram to post photos of themselves recreating the photos. And a lot of the captions kind of said, even though my body doesn't look like Kim's, even though I might not be as slim as Kim, I'm still perfect and my body is still beautiful. So that kind of sparked some interest for her. According to Refinery 29, that really stuck with her, and that's where the inspiration came for this new kind of direction with her perfumes.
So where did Kim and her team find these women? Was there some kind of model search or?
Well, actually, this is really interesting because most of the women were not models. They were just everyday women that Kim found that were just excited and they were confident and they were willing to be in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Seems like a great message and a huge step in the body positivity movement. And it's hard to see this, but were there any critics of the campaign at all?
As with everything, there's always going to be critics. So there's actually a couple points that a few people pointed out. And one was that all of the body hair was edited out in all of the photos. And a lot of people were upset by that because they think, that's not Kim's decision to make for other women. And they also think that that's still an unrealistic beauty standard for women. So that's kind of where they were upset. Another thing that they were upset about was that this just didn't seem like her. So they kind of think she's almost hopping on the bandwagon almost with this.
Like a ploy to get more people.
Yeah, considering the things we've seen from her just over the summer. One thing was that she was thanking her sister for calling her anorexic. So, you never know.
Who knows if Kim K will ever learn. But up next, our film reporter Patrick Gunn give us a full review of the box office hit Bohemian Rhapsody.
Stay tuned, Unpeelers.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where do cats go on vacation? New York.
Welcome back, Unpeelers. The Walking Dead's highly anticipated 5th episode left fans with more questions than answers. Although AMC had been promoting protagonist Rick Grimes' exit for months, he was very much alive at the episode's conclusion, leaving fans wondering if his story is really wrapped up. So joining us now to discuss the future of Walking Dead's hero is our TV reporter, Andrew Goldberg. Hey, Andrew.
Hi, Sean. Thank you. And yes, after 8.5 seasons, Andrew Lincoln's character, Rick Grimes, is finally departing The Walking Dead. And this is no surprise because AMC had been promoting the final days of Rick Grimes for weeks now, so people knew this was coming. But what is surprising, or at least surprising to me, is that at the end of the episode, Rick's still alive. He didn't die. And I know a lot of people were really preparing for a big, emotional death scene, and things were heading that way for a little bit, but at the end of the episode, Rick's still clinging to life on a helicopter ride, so a lot of unanswered questions.
So do you anticipate that we're going to be seeing Rick Grimes again on the season, or?
So because of the controversial ending, some people were speculating that we might see Rick again before the end of the season, but the episode did kind of shut that down because by the end of the episode, they flashed way forward to a shot of Rick's daughter, who was way grown up, more than she had been in the previous episodes. So I think they're really moving the focus towards down the road after Rick's departure is long behind.
Yeah. So how do you think The Walking Dead will adjust without its protagonist?
Well, it's not going to be easy because Rick Grimes did cast a big shadow over the entire series. But going forward, I think they're going to sort of focus on the power dynamic shifting, maybe moving into some younger characters taking on bigger roles, especially Rick's daughter Judith, who was seen killing some zombies at the end, which was something that no one predicted. So she might take on a bigger role. But within the greater Walking Dead universe overall, actually we will be seeing Andrew Lincoln again because AMC has already announced that they'll be making some direct TV movies about the life of Rick Grimes. So people that were really hoping to see more of his story, they'll have that chance to tune in and find out.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, I guess we'll see in the future what is in store for Rick Grimes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And the highly anticipated biopic Bohemian Rhapsody hit theaters Friday with music lovers and Queen fans getting to see the life of Freddie Mercury on the big screen. Through Rami Malek, though Rami Malek has received praise for his portrayal of Mercury, and the film topped the box office in its opening weekend, as a whole there have been a lot of mixed reviews, and here to give us his review of Bohemian Rhapsody is our reporter, Patrick Gunn.
Thank you guys for having me, and yes, so here we are, not Princes of the Universe, but talking about a film that's nowhere near royalty.
Definitely not.
The biopic is basically centered on Freddie Mercury and the band Queen in the first 15 years of their existence, and the film also goes through Freddie's family struggles and Freddie's issues with fighting with the band and Freddie's first lover and Freddie's sexuality and the band breaking up, all leading up to their live performance at Live Aid. And if you think that's a mouthful, well, that's pretty much the movie. This movie is trying to jumble so much of Freddie Mercury's life all into 15 years. That's just so much to cover in just a short time frame.
Yeah, definitely.
And the film really doesn't cover this well. And Freddie Mercury, they're just kind of doing a really mediocre story that's just not really generic, but also inaccurate. The filmmakers pretty much just fabricated several moments of Freddie's life just to create tension that really isn't necessary if they just made it organic. And the worst of worst, you don't really get to see Freddie's contrast between him as a performer and as an off the stage, because you don't get to see him really performing well.
Sounds like the movie should have been named Freddie. How are websites and things receiving this movie?
Like you said, the reviews so far have been pretty mixed. I think Rotten Tomatoes, it's been hovering around fresh and rotten at the moment. which is usually not the best sign. I think the average score for the movie is right now pretty much closer to like 6 out of 10, which is okay. But that doesn't really matter because the people love it. The fans, I think, are easily fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's got an A cinema score, which usually will bode well for the box office. So, while it might not be a huge high note for the critics, it is doing pretty well for the fans.
Okay,
awesome.
perfect.
Well, it's still in theaters, so you can have time to go see it. And up next, Justin Paura sits down with Hilary Lax of Active Minds to discuss maintaining good mental health while abroad.
So stick around, Unpeelers.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back. Tonight, our campus events reporter Justin Paura is sitting down with Hilary Lax, Vice President of Active Minds, to discuss their past and upcoming events this semester.
Thank you so much, Megan. I am here with Hilary Lax of Active Minds to dive deeper into the discussion of maintaining good mental health while studying abroad. Hilary, thank you for joining me tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, now first, what could you tell me about this mental health while studying abroad panel that happened, and how were you able to come up with this idea?
Yeah, so I studied abroad last semester. It was my second semester junior year, and I was in Copenhagen. And I really had a great experience. I learned a lot, but it wasn't quite as easy as I had expected it to be. From traveling every weekend to maintaining your grades and your social life, and I was in a homestay that caused some stress also. So I just wanted to help other students who were also going abroad to maybe help them better prepare for the common struggles that they face.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people think of studying abroad as like a big vacation, but without really thinking about that, so I feel that that's very important. So for those who don't know, what is Active Minds?
Yeah, Active Minds is a mental health awareness and advocacy group on campus. So we have general body meetings every other week, but what we mainly do is focus on other events like this panel and different discussions, or bringing in different speakers to campus and having these whole campus-wide events to kind of get our message across better.
And now, this seems like something big. I mean, I know that I personally think that this is great. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that do too. What inspired you, though, to get involved with an organization like this?
I wanted to become more involved after my freshman year, and mental health was something I cared about. So I just joined, and there was an opening on the executive board, so I ran and got it, and I've been involved ever since. And being involved has just made me care a lot more about causes like mental health as well.
So you had this panel tonight. What other events do you guys have coming up?
This coming Sunday, we have a fundraiser for a nonprofit called Pause for the Homeless. I actually co-founded this past summer. And so it's a $5 yoga class, and all the money goes to Pause for the Homeless, which fundraises to provide supplies and resources to homeless individuals who have pets, so they can continue to use their pets as mental health resources.
Really amazing stuff. Shout out to you. Also worth shouting out, follow SYR Active Minds on Twitter. That's at SYR Active Minds for updates on upcoming events and meetings. Thank you for joining me here tonight, but don't go anywhere. After the break, Hilary and I will be playing Word Sneak against Meagan and Sean, so keep it locked here, Unpeelers.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back, Unpeelers. So tonight, Megan and I will be playing Word Sneak against Justin and Hillary. Each team will get a set of random words, and we'll have to sneakily incorporate them into short 20-second conversations.
The other team will have to guess which words were snuck in, and whichever team guesses the most wins.
So you are the guest, so you can start.
Awesome.
All right, let's do this.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm a senior, so I'm really excited to graduate this year. Yeah. How about you? What year are you?
I'm a junior. I'm gonna guess your word was senior.
No.
Graduate? All right.
That doesn't
We won't count that, no. Come on, I'd take a guess.
All right, I'll start.
Go ahead.
Let's see. So, as you guys know, Syracuse football is doing pretty well. We actually have a game on Friday, so if you could, I encourage you all to head down to the Carrier Dome and catch this game.
I feel like dome.
I was gonna go Carrier Dome, more specifically a little bit.
I mean, it was Dome, Carrier Dome. It works. I'll give you guys a point. I'll give you guys a point.
Feel it.
So you
okay.
No, and I believe I'm supposed to guess the word.
Yeah.
Is that how it's supposed to go?
Yeah, I guess, and if I guess it right, I win. So.
All right. Well, we got this one.
We're good. Start off.
So Hillary was kind enough to join us today about studying abroad. I actually was thinking about studying abroad myself. I would love to go to London my senior year, right before I graduate. Yeah, that's my plan.
London.
Yes, London.
Made it too obvious.
Okay, I did not know. All right, go for it.
Okay.
You're lucky you have a good teammate over here. Slacking a little bit.
All right, so yeah, Sean, you're a football player, right?
Yes, correct.
That's awesome. You know, I actually played sports in high school too. I was a lacrosse player. I was a tennis player.
Okay.
I tried out for the volleyball team, but didn't make it. So I don't know if you played anything else.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna go volleyball.
Nope.
Oh,
you get a guess. You get a guess.
Tennis?
Sports.
Oh, come on.
That was a good one.
I'm really good at this one.
Way
guys.
teamwork.
That was a good one. All right, go for it.
Okay, so I've been going here for a few years. I don't know, I met people from all different majors, but I feel like there are some people that I just have had no interaction with. Like, I don't know any engineers. I don't know anybody in the architecture school. I don't know anybody who's really studying that much in Newhouse. I just like kind of have my own little group, and that's all I really know.
Was it engineers?
No, it wasn't.
You get a guess.
Was it Newhouse?
No, it was architecture.
I knew it was one of the majors. All right, so you guys have 2 points. I have one. This will just be for all the marbles.
Let's go.
You guys get this? All right, so, you know, every 4 years there's the Olympics, and the Olympics are typically held at historical places, like it was in London, Atlanta, and Beijing.
Beijing.
You made it way too obvious.
You got it? Hey, there we go.
All right, you know, the guest typically wins.
Well, that's all we
okay.
have time for tonight. I'm Meagan Reynolds.
And I'm Sean Onwualu, and tune in next week for our Thanksgiving episode.
Have a great night, Syracuse.
Oh, thanks. Oh my God, I was definitely like so awkward, but thank you.